All right, so this video is all about taking a 5-minute action. And this habit is awesome because whether you're using it at the beginning of your nutrition journey, the end of your nutrition journey, or anywhere in between, this habit is very unique because it focuses just purely on planning, preparing, and prioritizing during your nutrition journey. So it gives you a lot of autonomy on what you want to practice on, completely unique to where you are in your current situation. So for this habit, um, it helps us understand the daily energy we have to give to build towards our nutritional goals. So when looking at nutrition, it's not just something simple, right? Finite. It's not, this is what you need to eat, this is how much you need to eat it. Even though oftentimes that's how nutrition is marketed. But in reality, nutrition is it's what to eat and how much to eat, but it's a much more complex set of behaviors and systems of behaviors. And so we have to learn how to break those behaviors down into small, daily, actionable steps that you then continue to do day in and day out. And that will carry you to progressing to every nutrition goal that you want to achieve. So an analogy or a good example is someone at the gym. So maybe there's someone you know and admire that can lift 300 pounds, right? And I'm just choosing this number. But most likely that person did not just walk into the gym, has never worked out before, and never had success working out before. And within 1 week, they lifted 300 pounds, right? That's really, really, really rare, and it almost never happens. What happens is they decide they're going to go to the gym every day or 3 times a week. Okay, they go to the gym 3 times a week and they work with a trainer and they first understand how to move. Then they understand how to add strength to it. Then they understand how to perfect that. But all within that, they practice those things every time they go to the gym. So every time they go to the gym, they warm up, right? So that ensures that they can move better and they're preventing any injuries. They work on their strength in a progressive manner, right? It's not jumping 50 pounds at one time. It's 1 to 2 pounds every time. And it's no different with our nutrition. So if we want to lose weight, okay, for, whatever reason, and we're trying to work on our nutrition, you don't lose 50 pounds in 1 week. You lose 50 pounds by taking this 5-minute action every single day. So that got me really excited because this habit seems so simple. And I have people ask, why am I even doing this? But in essence, this is the most important habit because it teaches you a daily practice that turns into a daily behavior where you're working on something related to your nutrition all the time. So with that said, we want to focus on the process. Hopefully I've tried explaining this by now and not the end product, right? The whole secret to any type of success is the daily energy you put towards it. And so this is very simply written as a 5-minute action. So what I want you to do is I want you to choose one thing that you want to work on. It could be, I want to eat more protein. It could be, I want to eat better carbs. It could be, I want to drink more water. I could want to get better sleep. Maybe I want to go outside more often and get more sunshine. Maybe I want to move more. It could be anything that you want. And break that down into the smallest actionable step that you can do. And so what that may look like is, let's say we choose, I want to eat better carbs. Right? That's a broad thing to say. So how can we break that down? Okay, maybe I want to eat less processed carbs or I want to eat more vegetables. Okay, maybe let's choose I want to eat less processed carbs. All right, also pretty broad. So let's break it down even further. What do you eat throughout the day? If you write down, you have 5 processed carbs throughout the day, maybe we make it 4. And so 5 minutes of every day you take out of your day and you look at, okay, what did I eat? And I'm just going to take one thing out. I'm just going to take one processed carb out. And if that's still too big for you, then break it down even farther. Say, I'm going to eat everything I usually eat except one bite. And that's going to be my 5-minute action every day. And that's just an example, but it's an example of how small the action step can be but it really will add up over time. So I want you to choose one thing, break it down. If you have any problem with breaking it down, don't hesitate to reach out to me. So message me and we can talk it through and find something that you can start to apply right away. And this is more of just a common theme, right? So action always comes before motivation. And when you hear consistency is key, we're talking about taking action every day, not having motivation every day. And you'll soon learn, or if you talk to anyone going through the same thing you are, or any expert per se, even myself, no one has motivation to do something every day. It just doesn't work like that, right? We always have a beautiful little roller coaster. But what should be consistent is the action steps that we take. And that's why we want to make them so small, because if I have such a huge action step, when I hit that low of my motivation, I'm not going to be doing a huge action step because I don't have any motivation to do it. But if I have a really small action step, no matter what my motivation is, and I continually do that all the time, that's going to add up and it becomes a behavior. And once it becomes a behavior, we add another small action step, right? And we practice that until it becomes a behavior. And now I have 2 behaviors that I just practice without even thinking about. But I'm making progress with my nutrition just for making 2 really small changes every day and then slowly adding on to it. So with the 5-minute action, we want to just take action. Don't rely on motivation, which is why it's so important to break it down into something very applicable. And the last thing I want to say is no matter where you are on your nutrition journey, if you're wondering, this is not as guided of a practice, that's okay. This is meant to give you a little bit more autonomy to just practice on creating behaviors every day to where you're putting energy towards your nutrition. So if you're doing this at the beginning of your journey, break something down really, really small, and you will then have practices that are much more detailed to come. On your app and coaching with me, you'll have more detailed practices. If you're someone towards the middle of your journey or anywhere throughout your journey and you've already practiced this might be a good action step or a good practice to have for a few weeks if you just need some time off. Maybe you're busy and you don't have the focus to have something very specific. So you say, okay, I want a little bit more autonomy and I'm just going to do something every day for 5 minutes. So wherever you are on your journey, this is always a great practice to have that will thus become a habit. So with that said, again, if you ever have anything you need to talk through or have any questions, there are tons of resources in the resource part of your app. And I highly recommend checking those out. And you can always message me anytime and we will talk it through. So anyway, have a great day. I hope you enjoyed taking your 5-minute action and I will talk to you soon. Bye.